Hey guys, coming back to you with breaking news a week basically ago from other breaking news. Now, granted, I know other people are probably already announced this. You might have seen this already, but I'm trying to bring news as I see it to you guys. And boy, what a crazy week it's already been. Last week we had the bans, and that was a crazy thing, and all the stuff going on with the bans and upset and stuff. As of today, though, the Commander Rules Committee is gone. The RC is disbanding, basically, and turning control over to Wizards of the Coast to make bans and do the ban list and everything going forward. Number one, I am very upset at people in our community. Like, they should not be allowed. If you made threats, if you said hateful things, like as far as like you wanted to get rid of them or hurt them or anything like that, you should be not allowed to play Magic ever again. Like, get out of here, get out of the community. We don't want you. There is nothing wrong with disagreeing with people on what they did. And yes, I understand there's a lot of money lost and stuff like that. You can be upset about that, but you can't threaten and hurt people. That's wrong. Number one. All right. I hate that this happened to the Rules Committee. I also hate now that the Rules Committee is gone because I feel like we're going to a worse place that Wizards now has control. Here's the problem, right? Wizards does great with Standard, with Modern, with Pioneer, with other formats. You want to know why? They run sanctioned tournaments with them, and so they know what cards are broken. Why did Nadu get banned in Modern? Because almost everyone was running it and it was winning tournament after tournament after tournament. Why did things get banned? Because they become the predominant meta of the game. Here's the problem. The only thing that really has tournaments are CDH. And it's going to be really hard to make bans just based on CDH unless they split the formats. So I don't love that. I don't love that at all. I'm curious to see what's going to happen. I'm curious to see if they're going to make any changes or change anything or whatnot. Number two, you can go to Wizards of the Coast website. I highly recommend it. And we'll see. I have to give it a chance to give it a listen. But Wizards of the Coast is talking about now they're trying to come up with a power level format of 4 different power levels. And basically, here's what they said. If you have one card that is in the highest power level, your deck is considered that. And I'm like, this is what's wrong with Brawl, Historic Brawl, because if you run one card that's strong or one command that's strong, you get stuck, and you could run that however you want. You could run it as a terrible deck. But you could tell people, I run Ancient Tomb, but then tell everyone else, well, if I take Ancient Tomb, it's a 2 technically. No, that doesn't work that way. Like, that's not going to fix the problem, because just putting one card in a deck doesn't make it a high-powered deck. I could have put Mana Crypt in a deck and said, oh, it's Mana Crypt. They would have been like, oh, number 4, that's the highest level. But it doesn't make that deck a high-level deck. It could be the rest of it jank. So I feel like their system is going to be interesting. But what are your thoughts on this? The fact that the Rules Committee, I hate the Rules Committee stepping down now. Again, I wasn't happy with their decision. I didn't like what they did, but I did call that something was going to come of it. I did say that something was going to happen, whether it was a split, Wizards of the Coast. Someone said the Wizards of the Coast might, and I could see that. So I'm not sure what's going to happen. I'm not sure even how Wizards are going to do this, because here's the problem with it, all right? Even the Rules Committee had people that were playing it, and they were listening to different people. So Wizards of the Coast is going to have to put it together another committee or whatever that comes out I don't know. Like, I'm really confused how they're going to run it and things like that. And if they're going to really split the formats really into CDH and recognize it. Now, maybe this gets it where Wizards does recognize, but makes it an official format, which means that we'll start seeing tournament play for it and stuff. I could see that, but here's the problem with that. Again, different ban list, rules, things like that. It's going to be interesting to see, because it's very easy in all the other 60 card formats to make the bans and make the things because there's tournaments and you can tell, oh, this is what's wrong. This is bad. Whereas Commander is a casual format. Everyone just a lot of times plays it for fun, unless you're playing mostly competitive. Occasionally there are, I guess, tournaments for decks that are like, pre-cons or certain levels and stuff. I've seen these kind of tournaments and stuff, but they're not as big as like competitive CDHC tournaments and stuff like that. So I'm really curious what's going to happen here. This is very interesting to me. I'm curious how they're going to keep an eye on the ban list. They said they're going to be talking a lot about it recently. So I'm curious to see how they're going to track, how they're going to ban cards, unban cards, make decisions, if they're going to rule in favor of certain things. If they're going to look and be like, oh, this is a problem card because people say it's a problem card. Like, how do you tell? Because here's the thing. People build such a wide variety of decks. So if Wizards like, oh, we're seeing this show up a million times in this deck. Well, here's the thing. Cultivate, Rampant Growth. Those cards are run in almost every deck. Soul Ring, Arcane Signet, run in every deck. Oh, you want to ban those because everyone runs them? Or because a certain deck is meta? Here's the thing. All people talk about meta decks. There's not any meta deck in Commander, realistically. Even in CDH, there are certain cards that aren't going to make the cut of being a CDH commander, but you can make most decks, a lot of commanders CDH, and there's such a wide variety. You can go, there's a whole list of fringe CDH commanders, top tier CDH commanders, because they're how they win and percentages and stuff like that, and how they perform, but at the same time, any of those decks can win. So I've got Kinnan. Kinnan has been and was a top tier deck now because it was the top tier deck. Everyone focused and went after it, and it's not as good as it used to be. I have a Cola Forge Master deck. It is a fringe CDH deck. Guess what? It can actually shock people because they're not prepared for what my deck does or have never seen it. So like, oh, I don't know exactly what this deck does. So it's interesting to see those kind of things. I'm curious to see what's going to happen going forward. I hate that the rules committee had to leave because of this. I'm not sure how Wizards are going to handle this because of the fact of where we're at and what the bans are and how other formats get bans. I'm curious what's going to happen here. Wait to see. But I don't know if this is going to be good or bad. Leaning towards more bad because of like they're talking and breaking things into 4 different power groups, so to say. But we'll have to see. We'll have to wait and see. And let me know your thoughts in the comments below. What's your thoughts about this? If you like it, don't like it. And hopefully we'll have some more conversations about this as the week as they post some more about it. Thank you guys so much for being here. And as always, we'll see you next time.